There comes a point when I'm done lying to myself, done trying to gaslight myself into believing that the systems and routines I currently have in place are working out for me, providing me with the lifestyle that I dream of. The truth is, I have been making poor decisions. It's more convenient, and I have been gravitating towards instant gratification. Whether it's scrolling through my phone all day, binge eating unhealthy meals, bed rotting for hours, or simply just letting life pass me by, withdrawing from the promises I made to myself and the goals that I set, there comes a point when I just have to do better. I have to pull myself together and reset my life to better reflect my goals and aspirations. After graduation, my real life has only just begun, and everything seems to be falling on me at the same time, which is both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, you're fighting your inner demons of procrastination versus productivity, and thanks to burnout, sometimes procrastination tends to give in, and sometimes instant gratification takes the win. As Atomic Habits puts it, you fall to the level of your systems. I refuse to let my systems define my life and control my life. I refuse to stumble upon faulty systems which can be altered to better serve me. And I know my systems aren't working out for me because they fuel my habits. They set the scene for good habit formation. And if the habits keep falling through, that signals that something is wrong. Instead of making harsh, abrupt swaps, I am choosing to resort to healthy alternatives that still satisfy the same itch. I really want to get into solo dating, and this is something that can be really bizarre for people around us to digest, especially if you live in a brown or Asian household. You know it's not very well accepted. But remember, this is your life, and whatever you need to do to detox and cleanse, you go for it. If that means going away from home for a while, getting a little retreat away from home, then so be it. Stop waiting for the perfect person, perfect moment, and the perfect place. Instead, start living in the here and now. Build a perfect relationship with myself before anything else. Let's delve into what the secret is to staying consistent. Now, it's not easy sticking to habits because usually we are tempted by surges of instant gratification, right? So it's really important that we have a strong sense of purpose and a strong why. Why exactly are we doing this? What do we hope to gain from it? What do we hope to achieve from it? Clarifying our intentions can help us to stay consistent. So developing a strong why is essential. Having a clear purpose will help you stay motivated when challenges or obstacles arise. At the same time, don't be too unrealistic or harsh with yourself. Make reasonable, healthier swaps and switch to alternatives that will help to satisfy your cravings and also help to contribute to your long-term goals. Now, I want to take a moment to discuss the culture of treating yourself today. Modern day, treating yourself has become a gateway to instant gratification and mindless indulgence. Whether it's a shopping spree, a bouquet of flowers, a cheat meal, or another impulse spend, these rewards often only provide temporary satisfaction, and they pull us further away from our long-term goals. True self-care isn't about constantly showering yourself with material items or giving into every craving. It's about making the choices that align with your future ideal self. Now, on that note, I want to discuss financial stability because modern day statements such as, "I'm just a girl," "oh, it's girl math," these kinds of statements have justified our lack of financial wisdom, lack of financial literacy, lack of financial stability. And as women, it is so important that we remain financially literate and financially mindful and wise of where our money is going. Capitalism and consumerism have us tapping our cards left and right. But do we ever pause to reflect on whether these purchases are actually serving us or if they're simply satisfying a fleeting impulse? If we really think about it, we'll realize that all that money that we tap away, it transforms into material goods, material items, which many of those goods are just lying around in your home. Maybe they're tucked away in a drawer, maybe they're tucked away in your closet, never to be seen again, and that is a waste of money. Now, let's delve a little bit into the reason for why we engage in impulse spending. I think we've become so accustomed to tying our worth to material items and possessions that it becomes difficult to separate our financial desires from our identity. We convince ourselves that owning more things, upgrading constantly, or chasing the next purchase will somehow elevate our social standing, somehow elevate our appearance. In reality, these are merely status symbols. They say nothing about your character or the kind of person you are, kindness in your heart, the resilience you hold, your integrity, or the qualities that make you genuinely unique. No material object can define who you are. And if you're letting material objects define you, then I'm sorry, you need to go and find a hobby, and you need to figure out who you are outside of all these impulses and instant gratification. Things you own may change, become outdated, or lose their value. But your character, your values, your deeds, the way you treat others, that's what leaves a lasting impression. Financial stability isn't about depriving yourself. It's about making intentional choices, distinguishing between wants and needs, and recognizing that true fulfillment can never be bought at a cash register. This may be a dark note, but remember that when you die, you are taking none of these material possessions to your grave. It's just you, your deeds, and what people remember you by. As women, it is so important for us to be financially literate and overcome these stereotypes which paint us as financially irresponsible. After all, consumer markets target women very heavily, preying on their insecurities and selling them products which claim to work a miracle, solving all of their perceived flaws. Developing financial literacy allows us to make informed, intentional decisions rather than impulsive decisions driven by clever advertising or unrealistic empty promises. Currently, I decided to go on a wellness cleanse, you could say, or a detox, if you will, because I feel like I have been falling victim to all these advertising gimmicks, not being the most financially responsible with my money, not eating the most clean, scrolling, binge eating, all those terrible things. And I largely feel like it is because I feel like the compass that used to guide me and give me a sense of purpose, which was my schooling, has now finally come to an end. And now I'm kind of figuring out my post grad journey, and that can be very daunting, but it also allows a lot of liberty and a lot of time for me to lounge around or make the most of my time and explore what I actually need to be doing or what I should be doing. I think when we are left to our own devices, sometimes we don't make the best choices or best decisions. And that's exactly the journey that I'm on and the journey that I'm going through, trying to make wise decisions despite being left in charge of my own devices. Yeah, as someone who used to live away from her parents' house, it has been kind of difficult adjusting back to the family home and finding time for myself, finding time for things that need to get done, and just, getting in that alone me time that I used to have an abundant amount of. Take it from me, a solo date is very necessary, and if you need a solo adventure, please do take it. That's all for this video. I hope you were able to learn something, take away something, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I hope you have an amazing week ahead, day, wherever you're at. Comment below what helps you to stay consistent when you get into a rut, and I'm sure this will help a lot of us out, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. Take care, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, and yeah, let's just keep growing from here on out. Bye.